When it comes to sports teams, especially the ones that have drafts to get new players every year, there is a big misconception as to how good a player will be when they get drafted. Mainly in that if they're picked in the top 10, they're guaranteed to be good, when that's just not the case at all. There are plenty of busts in the history of sports like the NBA, and just as curious, there are plenty of players who went undrafted and yet were some of the best to play the game in one form or another. So allow us to show you the top 10 NBA players that went undrafted. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Just a reminder about our new giveaway. We're giving away the new iPad Pro or the new iMac Pro. The choice is yours. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.
Number 10, Jose Calderon. The Spanish floor general is one of the greatest shooters in NBA history. Calderon shot a career 87.3% from the free throw line and 40.7% from three. Now for the record, that is incredible, and there are legends who are in the Hall of Fame who didn't even have close to those numbers on their stat sheets. Calderon also had the single greatest free throw shooting season in 2008 by shooting 98.1% from the line the entire year, which is just insane to think about. Now this is unheard of, and he wasn't only a great shooter. Calderon was a strong playmaker who averaged 5.8 assists per game for his career and played 14 seasons in the NBA. Jose was consistently a productive player no matter if he started or came off the bench. Now sure, he may not have been a legend in the eyes of some, but his stats literally do not lie. There are teams today that would kill for someone like Jose Calderon to shore up their lineup and make big plays off the bench. Number 9, Kevin Ollie. Kevin Ollie was a journeyman point guard who teams really love to have on their roster. A great locker room guy, Ollie had 3 different teams who kept him on their roster for multiple stints and played for 12 teams in 13 seasons. No less than Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and LeBron James all have credited Ollie with helping them learn how to handle themselves early in their pro careers, which if you can't tell is literally the leading men of this generation of NBA talent, and there are a lot of NBA Finals appearances and MVPs and rings between that group. So if they credit Ollie, you listen to them. Ollie was hired as the head coach at his alma mater, Connecticut, in 2012 and led the Huskies to a national championship in 2014. His stats were hardly record-breaking, but what he did was enough to impress many, and that is enough. Number 8, Chris Child. Chris Child's 9-year NBA career was a study in determination. After being named the Big Sky Player of the Year at Boise State in 1989, Childs went undrafted and played 5 years in the CBA before breaking into the NBA in 1994 with the New Jersey Nets. Child is best known for his time with the New York Knicks on some great teams from 1996 to 2001, which he helped define a roster known for its toughness. His signature moment was one that we don't see on NBA courts anymore, a fist fight with NBA legend Kobe Bryant, when he hit the Lakers superstar with a punch to the chin, which honestly shows you just how much guts he had. Child's 4.9 assists per game over 541 career games jump off the page, proving he was fine with being the distributor that the team needed. Number 7, Avery Johnson. Johnson won Coach of the Year with the Dallas Mavericks, but he was a nice player in his day as well. Johnson scored over 8,800 points in his career and has over 5,800 assists in his career. Now to further put that value into perspective, the tough point guard won an NBA title with the San Antonio Spurs in 1999 and leads all undrafted players in total assists. To conclude his great career, the Little General also had his jersey retired by the San Antonio Spurs. It will be interesting to see if Johnson wants another shot at a coaching job in the NBA, as former players are getting a lot of attention nowadays. And for a while, he was a key NBA analyst for ESPN, proving that he was not just good on the court, but discussing the game in a way that was exciting for television. So if you think about it, for an undrafted player, he sure had a lot of skills to offer. Number 6, Darrell Armstrong. Armstrong is a truly nice player, winning both the 6th Man of the Year award and Most Improved Player of the Year award in one single season. Armstrong averaged 16.5 points per game and 8 assists per game during the 1998 season, showing a great skill set of scoring and passing, something that his team was grateful for, no doubt. However, he is mainly remembered for making the finals as a member of the Dallas Mavericks in 2006 in a losing effort to the Miami Heat. He wasn't the fringe all-star he was in 1998, but he played productive minutes off the bench when he was in the game, So in this case, the nice guy most definitely did not finish last, and we should be grateful for that because of the message it sends to other undrafted players. Number 5, Jeremy Lin. Much has been made about Jeremy Lin's race and alma mater, Harvard, factoring into his scouting profile. Regardless, Lin proved that he belonged in the NBA, and for a brief moment in time was the biggest NBA star on the planet. During a 16-game stretch for the injury-ridden Knicks in 2012, Lin took over, averaging 21.1 points per game with 8.6 assists per game. His signature moment came down in a showdown at Madison Square Garden with Kobe Bryant, where he outdueled the all-time great with 38 points in a Knicks victory. Once Carmelo Anthony returned to the floor, the era dubbed Linsanity came to a halting end, and Lin stuck around as a role-playing point guard for the next several seasons, including going on to the Toronto Raptors and winning a title with them before leaving the league under, well, let's just say, curious circumstances. Regardless, he made his name and voice heard, and he is a testament to what can happen if you make the best out of the opportunities that you're given. Number 4, Bruce Bowen. Defensive enforcer Bruce Bowen is one of the most iconic perimeter defenders in NBA history. His opponents hated playing against him, and his teammates loved him. Bowen was known for his lockdown defense as a member of the San Antonio Spurs, and his battles with some of the best scorers in NBA history, include Kobe Bryant, are all well documented, and very much loved by the Spurs for the record. Bowen made 8 all-defensive teams in his career and is easily one of the greatest undrafted players ever. Bowen may have been an irritant, but he played his role very well and was one of the original 3-and-D swingmen who were extremely valuable on the floor. And if you look at his hands, he's got rings on them, and the Spurs were glad he was on their side and not their opponents. Number 3, John Starks. John Starks is remembered for being a member of the tough and gritty New York Knicks in the 90s. New York fans rant and rave about Starks, who was a tough-minded guard that was a very good scorer in his prime. Starks made an All-Star team and won the 6th Man of the Year award as a member of the Knicks while averaging 12.5 points per game over his career. Starks is one of the most memorable faces in New York Knicks basketball and certainly a legendary undrafted player. His ability to create shots, score the ball, and play with a toughness conducive to winning means his impact went beyond stats. Though some would happily know that his temperament got the best of him at times, especially against Reggie Miller. But when him and Ewing left the team, the Knicks were never the same. That is impact. Number 2, UDONIS HASLEM. Often lauded as the heart and soul of the Miami Heat franchise in the 2000s and beyond, UDONIS HASLEM was an unsung hero on a trio of championship teams. After scoring in double figures and pulling down tough rebounds for the Heat in the Dwayne Wade, Shaquille O'Neal era, HASLEM was relegated to more of a cleanup role when Chris Bosh and LeBron James joined the squad. Never one to complain, HASLEM settled into his role and played a vital component in the Big Three era in Miami. A Heat lifer, HASLEM rejected bigger free agent deals from other franchises and plans to retire with the Heat being his only team. That is class, that is loyalty, and that is appreciation for the Heat taking a chance on an undrafted player. Number 1, Ben Wallace. The greatest player to go undrafted was Big Ben Wallace. The relatively undersized center stood tall and played with his heart and soul on defense. Despite being very limited offensively, Wallace hustled harder than every other player on the NBA court and was one of the most dominant defensive players in NBA history. Wallace won 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards and made 4 All-Star teams, along with earning an NBA title with the Detroit Pistons in 2004. Wallace ended up having a Hall of Fame career. Not bad for an undrafted player, right? So what do you think? What do you think of this look at the various NBA players who went undrafted by the NBA and yet were able to prove their worth a million times over? Were you surprised by some of the names on this list or how they even contributed to teams on their greatest victories? Which players did you know were undrafted from the start? Do you know of any other undrafted player that should have been on this list? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.
Just a reminder about our new giveaway. We're giving away the new iPad Pro or the new iMac Pro. The choice is yours. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.